Dear friend, as we age, we realize that life is no longer a race to seek excitement or shallow relationships. Peace becomes more valuable than any chaos. We cherish deep conversations rather than fleeting small talk, and choose to keep close those who are sincere, instead of maintaining forced connections. At this point, energy and time become precious assets, no longer to be wasted on negative situations or unnecessary dramas. We learn to appreciate every moment of peace, but sadly, many still unknowingly make a simple yet costly mistake. They step into places that drain their spirit, bring stress, or reopen old wounds, places that do not welcome you with sincerity, where you are only reluctantly accepted, never deserve your presence. Some places will make you feel small, insignificant, or even exploited, no matter how much free time you have. Learn to refuse stepping into such spaces. In today's video, we will explore 7 types of people whose homes you should avoid visiting as you enter the later stages of life. Protecting your mental peace is just as important as taking care of your physical health. Be selective about where you go and who you surround yourself with. This is the true way to live freely and happily. 1. People who bring drama and negativity. In daily life, we all encounter individuals who constantly create chaos, conflict, and negativity around them. These people are not just having bad days. They are like drama magnets, always stirring up stressful, complex, and emotional situations. They not only seek attention, but also have the ability to provoke negative emotions in others, creating a tense and conflicted atmosphere. One noticeable trait of these individuals is their ability to drag others into unnecessary issues. They can turn a simple situation into a heated argument, making everything more complicated and difficult to resolve. They seek attention and always need an audience to feel their dominance in every story. This may stem from insecurity or a need to assert themselves. However, no one wants to be the victim of such situations, as they bring exhaustion and tension to those around them. The drama these people create often has no end. Once it starts, it tends to drag on endlessly without a clear resolution. From trivial stories and common disagreements, they can exaggerate everything and turn it into a major issue. This not only tires everyone around them, but can also damage relationships, because these individuals cannot view things calmly and reasonably. Instead, they continue to fuel emotions and unnecessary arguments. People who bring negativity often have a tendency to only see the bad side of everything, whether at work or in personal life. They always find ways to criticize and condemn, rather than viewing things objectively. When someone succeeds or achieves something positive, they won't hesitate to express envy or try to diminish the value of that success. This creates an environment of insecurity and makes others feel uncomfortable around such individuals. They seem incapable of celebrating others' victories and only look for faults to criticize. Moreover, these people often lack accountability for their actions. When problems or disputes arise, they tend to blame others or external circumstances instead of acknowledging their own mistakes. This makes relationships lack understanding and empathy, as everyone feels they cannot resolve issues fairly, instead of trying to improve or rebuild. Those who bring negativity just push everything into a dead end, making things more complicated. Sometimes, these people are unaware of the extent of the negativity they are creating. They may think they are just expressing themselves or speaking the truth, but in reality, they only increase tension and push others away. They don't understand that a positive and optimistic attitude can change everything. Living constantly in negativity and drama not only makes their life stagnant, but also negatively affects those around them. It's important to realize that we all have the right to choose our attitude towards situations in life. People who bring drama and negativity may not be aware of their impact, but we should not let them decide our mood. This doesn't mean avoiding them altogether, but rather finding ways to stay calm and resolve problems intelligently and responsibly. The only way to avoid getting caught up in the drama cycle is to learn how to identify and deal with negative situations. We need to create clear boundaries, not allowing ourselves to be dragged into meaningless conversations or unnecessary arguments. Sometimes, silence and understanding can stop a dispute before it escalates. We can also change the atmosphere by redirecting the conversation, helping everyone view things in a more positive light, especially when facing people who always bring negativity. It's crucial to maintain confidence and focus on our own goals. They may try to pull us into their world of constant conflict, but if we don't let ourselves be affected, we can continue living our lives joyfully and peacefully. While they remain immersed in drama, we can build a positive environment where everyone learns, helps, and grows together. Nevertheless, no one can completely avoid negative people in life. However, how we deal with them will determine the course of our lives. Don't let drama take over your life. Always remember that positivity and calmness will help you overcome challenges and build lasting relationships with those who truly matter in your life. In the end, life is not always smooth, but if we can handle people who bring drama and negativity with skill, we can create a positive and healthy living space for ourselves and those around us. 2. People who only come to you when they need help. Every relationship can change over time, from close friends and colleagues to acquaintances. But there is one type of relationship that can hurt many people: those who only appear in your life when they need help. These people are not present in moments of joy, nor do they share in your happiness or successes. They only show up when they are facing difficulties, challenges, or when they need something specific from you. In peaceful times, they are often absent, never checking in or listening to you. These are the people who only turn to you when they need you the most. And once things are stable again, they disappear without a trace. The first time you encounter someone like this, you may not notice. You might think they're just busy, or maybe you don't mind their absence outside of moments when help is needed. But after a few times, you start to realize that they only come to you when there's a problem to solve, when they're in trouble, or when they need a specific kind of assistance. And you, with an open heart and willingness to help, are always there to lend a hand. You think of it as a natural act of friendship or camaraderie, that loved ones will be there for each other in tough times. And that's just the way it is. However, if you observe closely, you will notice something sad. They never care about you when you don't need them, in moments when you need someone to share with, or when you go through difficult things in life. They remain silent. In fact, they might not even remember you or ask how you're doing. You feel empty because you've always been there for them. But when you need them, they don't show any concern. This not only makes you feel alone, but it can also make you question the value of the relationships you've built. People like this might not realize their lack of effort. They might think it's a given that you'll always be there to help when they need it. But the truth is, mutual support is crucial in any relationship. Friendship, work relationships, or family ties aren't just about offering a helping hand when someone faces difficulty. They are about sharing joy, success, or even the sorrow in times when you feel lost. A relationship isn't just based on give and take, but also on understanding and sharing. Feeling exploited is one of the most unpleasant emotions we can experience in a relationship. When you realize that someone only comes to you when they need help, and otherwise, they don't show any interest or share anything about their life, you begin to feel like you are just a tool for them, someone they can turn to in times of trouble. Gradually, disappointment starts to grow. These people may never be aware of the extent of the hurt they cause you. They don't know that their lack of concern when you need them can make you feel lonely and unimportant. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't help others, especially when they need assistance. We all can face difficult times and need help from others. However, the issue here is the lack of interaction and concern in times when help isn't needed. A relationship needs balance, where both parties can share and support each other, not just when there's a specific goal in mind. If someone only comes to you when they need help but never asks how you're doing or shows interest in your life, then you start questioning the true value of that relationship. To deal with people who only come to you when they need help, it's important to set clear boundaries for yourself. You cannot always be someone who helps them without receiving anything in return. They may always turn to you in their times of need, but you have the right to ask for fair interaction, genuine concern. Sometimes, silence and not responding to their unreasonable demands is the way to protect yourself from being exploited. You need to recognize your own worth and not accept disrespect from those who don't see you as an important part of their life. Moreover, It's also important to realize that not everyone knows how to show affection or concern the way you expect. These people may not know how to express care during peaceful times, but they need help when they're struggling. However, change in a relationship cannot come from just one side. If you feel a lack of attention, it might be time to talk to them about your feelings and clearly explain that any relationship, whether friendship or otherwise, requires fairness, sharing, and understanding. Finally, when dealing with people who only come to you when they need help, you must always stay alert and know that you deserve sustainable relationships with equal exchange. Don't let yourself be exploited. Take time to seek out truly healthy relationships where both you and others can share, support, and grow together. A genuine friendship isn't about exchanging favors, but about mutual understanding and respect in all circumstances. 3. People who do not respect you. We all have important relationships in our lives where love, respect, and understanding are the core elements. However, there are some people who come into our lives and fail to bring these positive values. Instead of helping us grow and feel loved, they bring a sense of disrespect. A person who does not respect you is one of the types of relationships that can cause you hurt, confusion, and sometimes deep disappointment. Disrespect in a relationship is not just a matter of actions or words, but also a behavior, a disregard for your value as a person, whether intentional or not. This creates significant consequences for your soul and spirit. When dealing with someone who disrespects you, you will feel a clear absence of respect in the relationship. Respect is not only about saying thank you or sorry when needed, but also about recognizing the value of others, listening when they need to share, and understanding during difficult times. Someone who does not respect you will not do these things. They might ignore your feelings, belittle your opinions and ideas, or even make you feel unworthy of having your own space to express yourself. They might treat you as someone unimportant, not as a valuable person worthy of appreciation. One of the clearest signs of someone who does not respect you is their disregard for your feelings and needs. They might mock you, ridicule the ideas or viewpoints you share, or even treat you as a joke in their stories. When you need support or encouragement, they may ignore you and not care about the emotions you're going through. They fail to see that everyone has tough moments, sadness, or personal dreams, and instead, they treat you like an insignificant figure in their life. This lack of concern makes you feel disrespected, and over time, it diminishes your sense of self-worth in their eyes. In addition to a lack of care, someone who disrespects you may also engage in rude or inconsiderate behavior. They may interrupt you while you're speaking, never give you a chance to express your opinion, or always find ways to make you feel inadequate, unimportant. This clearly shows that they do not value your presence in their life. They may disregard your time, such as arriving late to appointments, canceling meetings without prior notice, or failing to give you enough time to listen. These small actions, though seemingly insignificant, have a great impact on how you feel about self-respect and self-worth. Someone who disrespects you might also engage in physical or emotional abuse. They might use hurtful words, insult you during arguments, or even publicly humiliate you. Such words or actions not only hurt you, but also make you feel that you have no right to protect yourself. When you are not respected, you no longer feel safe in the relationship. You may feel fearful when facing them, not daring to express yourself because you fear being criticized or having your worth diminished. However, the worst part of being disrespected by someone is the feeling of abandonment and loneliness. Once someone disrespects you, they no longer care about maintaining the relationship. They won't make an effort to understand you or to solve problems together. They won't take the time to share your joys or sorrows, because to them, you're just someone they can use when necessary, someone they can take advantage of without treating kindly. When you're not shown respect, you feel alone in your relationships because you no longer feel like you're an important part of their life. You might always be there for them when they need you, but when you need them, they're absent. Disrespect can stem from many different causes, such as selfishness, lack of self-awareness, or even poor upbringing. However, no matter the reason, what's important is that you realize that you should not endure disrespect. Every person deserves to be loved, respected, and treated fairly. If someone disrespects you or doesn't appreciate you, it's not your problem, but theirs. You don't need to change yourself to meet unworthy standards, nor should you continue to maintain a relationship with those who don't recognize your value. When you realize you're in a disrespectful relationship, the best thing to do is confront it and end it. Don't fear losing a friend, family member, or work partner if they don't know how to respect you. A person who disrespects you does not deserve a place in your life. Instead of continuing to tolerate disrespect, you should take time for yourself and seek out relationships that are truly valuable, where you are loved, listened to, and treated with the respect you deserve. It's important to recognize your own worth and not accept disrespect. When you value yourself, you won't accept any actions or words that hurt your soul and dignity. Respect is not something you can wait for from others. It is something you create for yourself. If you cannot receive respect from others, at least you can respect yourself. And from there, you will attract healthier, more positive relationships in your life. Finally, remember that every person deserves to be loved and respected. Never let anyone make you forget your self-worth. Live with the belief that you deserve all the best in life. And always respect yourself, because that is the solid foundation for building genuine, meaningful relationships. 4. People who make you feel like a burden, whether they are friends, family, or colleagues. One of the most important things in any relationship is the feeling of being respected and loved. Everyone wants to feel valued in the eyes of others, to be appreciated for what they bring to the relationship and the life of those around them. However, sometimes we encounter people who make us feel like a burden. These people not only make us feel unimportant, but they also make us believe that our presence is unnecessary, even bothersome. When you feel like a burden to someone, everything in life becomes difficult and heavy. This is not a fleeting feeling, but a lasting one that prevents you from opening up to them, sharing what's on your mind, because you fear you'll make them uncomfortable or feel like you're disturbing them. It is a feeling of loneliness and emptiness, not knowing whether you are an important part of their life, or whether you can truly contribute to the relationship. People who make you feel like a burden often don't directly say hurtful things, but they may show indifference or behave in ways that make you feel undeserving of being in their life. They may never check in on you during difficult times, or refuse any help you offer despite your best efforts. They don't share their emotions or thoughts with you, and gradually, you'll begin to feel like you are just an extra, someone with no value in their eyes. The relationship between you and this person may feel like a constant struggle to maintain your presence in their life. Every time you want to share something, you worry whether they will accept it, whether they will listen to you, and whether you're just bothering them. Over time, this situation erodes your self-confidence, making you feel unworthy of love, or even making you question if you are, in fact, a burden to them. These individuals may not intend to hurt you, but their behavior makes you feel insignificant. They might not realize that their lack of care and disregard for your emotions is causing you pain. Sometimes, they might not even understand that you desperately need their support or understanding. However, this doesn't diminish the impact their actions have on you. You might find yourself constantly trying to gain their attention, but when you need them most, they're not there to listen. The feeling of being a burden can stem from small events in daily life, such as an offhand comment that makes you feel like you're disturbing them, or an indifferent action that shows they don't care about what you're going through. These little things accumulate over time, making you start to believe that you don't deserve a place in their life. Gradually, you may withdraw, no longer sharing your troubles or joys with them, out of fear that you will again make them feel burdened. This is especially clear when you're going through tough times. You may feel that whenever you reach out for help, they respond with silence or an uninterested attitude. This only deepens your feelings of loneliness and abandonment, as not only are you lacking support, but you're also missing any acknowledgement from the person you seek empathy from. You begin to wonder whether you truly are a burden they can't bear. This lack of respect and care might not only come from one person, but it could be a pattern in your relationships. If you've ever felt like a burden in one relationship, it's likely you'll start to worry and doubt your worth in other relationships as well. You begin to lose confidence in yourself, hesitate to express your feelings, and even avoid conversations for fear of becoming a burden to others. This creates a vicious cycle, making you feel increasingly isolated and insecure. In some cases, the feeling of being a burden arises from constantly trying to please the other person. You may sacrifice your own needs and desires to make them happy. And when you don't receive appreciation or acknowledgement in return, you feel even more worthless. This not only exhausts you, but also hurts your self-esteem. When you always have to strive to be accepted by others, you lose the ability to recognize and love yourself. Another important factor in relationships that make you feel like a burden is the lack of communication and understanding. If the other person doesn't actively listen or share their feelings with you, it's easy to feel like you're living in a one-sided relationship, where you're always giving without receiving any care in return. Such relationships not only make you feel alone, but also diminish your trust in those around you. When you feel like a burden to someone, it's crucial to realize that you're not responsible for that feeling. You are not the one creating the disrespect or indifference in the relationship. That's the other person's issue, not yours. You deserve to have healthy relationships where you are respected, loved, and treated with the appreciation you deserve. If someone cannot recognize your value, it may be time to stop and reevaluate that relationship. Remember that every person deserves to have a secure place in someone else's life. A relationship that is not just about giving, but also about receiving. If you always feel like a burden, start thinking about how you can create a positive environment for yourself, where you don't have to fear expressing your emotions, where you can be loved and respected without sacrificing yourself. Finally, you are not a burden to anyone. You are a person with unique value, and you have the right to be loved and cherished in any relationship. Don't let the disrespect and indifference of others make you forget that. 5. People who always gossip and talk behind others' backs. We encounter people who are always looking for ways to gossip and talk behind others' backs. These individuals not only damage the reputation of others, but also destroy trust and respect in relationships. They act as silent saboteurs, creating an oppressive and uncomfortable atmosphere around them, making us feel uneasy whenever we have to face them. Talking behind someone's back is an act of disrespect and immorality. It reflects selfishness, a craving for attention, and the desire to stand out for those who have nothing but hurting others to feel important. When someone speaks ill of another, they not only show a lack of respect for the person they're gossiping about, but also for themselves. In their effort to hurt others, they fail to realize that they are losing the respect of those around them. A person who constantly gossips will never build healthy relationships, as honesty and respect are the foundation of any relationship. People who gossip don't just like sharing false information, but tend to sow doubt and conflict within relationships. In fact, they may not even realize that their actions not only hurt the person being talked about, but also cause the listener to lose trust. Every time they tell a story, they often leave out crucial details or present information that benefits them, with the goal of painting a negative picture of someone else. These types of stories are never the full truth, but rather a distorted version aimed at achieving personal goals. The worst part about dealing with these people is that they never keep secrets. If you are someone they consider a friend, you'll realize they have no qualms about sharing the things you tell them, often adding false details. You will feel betrayed when you discover that the things you've shared with them are never kept confidential. Every word, every story you share might become a topic for them to gossip about. And this not only hurts the person being gossiped about, but also you, the one who placed your trust in them. Another important factor is that people who gossip often express negative criticism about others without ever looking at themselves. They will always look for flaws in others, but never admit their own shortcomings. This not only diminishes the value of the person being criticized, but also undermines the self-esteem of those around them. When you live in an environment where everyone is focused on pointing out each other's flaws, you will feel uncomfortable, lose trust in relationships, and find it impossible to thrive in such a toxic environment. Not only do these individuals gossip, but they also create dramatic situations to attract attention. They will always find ways to turn an ordinary event into a major issue, exaggerating everything to create a sense of importance. They will constantly inflate a small matter into something huge, making everyone pay attention to what they're saying. This can make those around them begin to doubt each other, leading to unnecessary arguments and tension. These people are never satisfied with peace. They are always looking for ways to make things chaotic so they can stand out and feel like the center of attention. People who gossip behind others' backs can also negatively affect the workplace or learning environment. If you work with someone like this, you will feel incredibly uncomfortable and exhausted because they always create a tense atmosphere. Every effort you make can be criticized by them, and every action you take might be exaggerated and viewed as a huge mistake. This makes you feel uneasy and, at times, unwilling to continue working with them. Every time you complete a task, you worry about what they will say about you, because they have no hesitation about speaking ill of you behind your back, even in front of others. However, not everyone realizes that these people will never bring any benefit to you. Once you realize that they are constantly gossiping behind others' backs, you should recognize that they are not sincere friends. They are simply people living in negativity, incapable of building genuine relationships. For people like this, maintaining distance is essential. You can't change them, but you can decide not to let them affect your life or well-being. Ultimately, these individuals will only make you feel trapped, tired, and distrustful of the relationships around you. If you don't want to become part of negative conversations or gossip, be bold in rejecting gossiping behind others' backs. Set an example for those around you by maintaining an attitude of respect and honesty in all relationships. Instead of engaging in negative conversations, stay positive, encourage, and support those around you. In doing so, not only will you protect yourself from gossip, but you will also help build a healthy and respectful environment. Finally, if you find yourself a victim of gossip behind your back, learn to let go and not let these people affect your life. Focus on more important things and remember that you deserve to be loved and respected. Everyone has their own value, and no one has the right to belittle others to satisfy their own ego. Live in a way that reflects your worth, and don't let anyone make you feel like part of their negativity. 6. People who are no longer suitable for your growth. There are people who were once an important part of your life, but over time, they no longer align with your growth and changes. They may no longer accompany you on your personal development journey, and in some cases, you may realize that maintaining a relationship with them only holds you back, preventing you from reaching your full potential. First, realizing that someone is no longer suited to your growth is not easy. Often, we hold on to people because of shared past experiences, memories, and long-term relationships, especially when they are people who have stood by you through many ups and downs. It becomes difficult to accept that you are evolving in a different direction and that your relationship with them no longer fits. However, personal development is a solo journey, and if you don't continue to move forward, you'll limit your own potential. Meanwhile, people who are no longer aligned with your growth can unintentionally hold you back, making you feel stagnant and unable to reach new goals. One of the clearest signs that someone is no longer suited for your growth is the difference in life values and life goals. When two people begin to have starkly different views on life, work, or the future, you may realize that there is less and less in common between you and them. For example, if you have decided to pursue a new career path, or if you've started to change your perspective on life, but that person is still stuck in old habits, views, and lifestyles, you will gradually feel a growing distance between you and them. This feeling is not one of immediate conflict or contradiction, but rather the gradual realization that the relationship no longer encourages you to move forward. Instead, it holds you back in old routines, with no progress. Your development may be about becoming a better version of yourself, but people who are no longer suitable for this growth might not understand why you've changed. They may feel uncomfortable with your changes or even threatened by them. This does not mean they are bad or unkind. It simply means that they are at a different point in life. You might want to explore new interests, change habits, or pursue higher goals, while the other person may be stuck in place with no changes in their life. When you change without their mutual understanding, the relationship between you will slowly fade, and the connection will be lost. Personal development is a journey everyone must go through, and sometimes, this means distancing yourself from people who no longer fit that journey. Another aspect of realizing someone is no longer suitable for your growth is when they don't encourage or support your new decisions. Old friends or colleagues may struggle when they see you surpassing them in your career, finances, or even positive life changes. They may feel insecure or even jealous of your progress. This can manifest as a lack of interest or support when you face new challenges, or even undeserved criticism of the decisions you make. If you feel that the person no longer believes in your abilities or can't support your new goals, it's a clear sign that the relationship is no longer aligned with your growth. A relationship with someone who no longer suits your development can leave you feeling drained, demotivated, and uninspired. People who do not understand or empathize with your changes can make you feel like you're surrounded by those who haven't progressed, and you cannot grow strong in such an environment. You may feel like you're being held back while wanting to move forward. Each time you achieve a new milestone, they may not celebrate with you or even show interest, making you feel alone in your success. This will slowly erode your trust in that relationship, and you'll realize that sometimes, to move forward in life, you need people who share your goals and values. Distancing yourself from someone who no longer suits your growth does not mean abandoning or not caring about them. Sometimes, it's simply part of the process of growing up and recognizing that everyone has their own path. The relationship may continue at some level, but it may no longer be as close as it once was. The important thing is to realize that if you want to keep developing and improving yourself, you need to surround yourself with people who share your ideals, beliefs, and goals. You can't maintain a relationship just because of habits or past memories. You need to seek relationships that genuinely help you grow and support your development. Ultimately, personal growth is an individual journey, and it's not always possible to walk that journey with old companions. Sometimes, letting go of relationships that no longer align with your growth is a difficult decision, but it's a crucial step toward finding new opportunities and growing stronger. Remember that you deserve a life and relationships that reflect the values and goals you're pursuing. Those who truly care about your development will always be there to support and encourage you on your journey. Life is an ever-changing journey. Realizing that there are people who no longer suit your growth is an important step, although it may be difficult and challenging. However, only when you are willing to let go of relationships that no longer bring positive value can you move forward and seek new opportunities for growth. If this story resonates with your thoughts or emotions, don't forget to click on the video below to learn more about how to identify people who no longer fit and how to build healthy relationships that support your personal development. The insights in the video will help you gain a clearer perspective and equip you with the necessary tools to create a positive environment, enabling you to always move forward on your personal growth journey. Thank you for following this article, and I hope the video will bring valuable insights to you.